We've got doubleheader action today on Schmoedown, which kind of caught me by surprise because I didn't know we were having a doubleheader. But who's complaining? Doubleheader, double the Schmoedown, double the fun, double the excitement, double the JTH, but nobody likes that. Anyway, moving on, the undercard of this match is an InnerGeekdom Match. It's going to be Emily Jacobsen from Hyper RPG fame, or yeah, you know what I mean. We know her from Hyper RPG, taking on Winston Marshall from World's Finest, or X World's Finest, for reasons I still don't understand. So they're gonna have an InnerGeekdom Match as the undercard, little appetizer, if you will, as we go into the wonderful filet mignon entree main event team championship match, a match that has really got people picking sides. It's the Shirewolves defending their undefeated, undisputed record, not to mention the team titles, against perhaps their toughest challenge yet. Critically acclaimed William the Beast Bibiani and Whitney Seibold, as I'm choking under all my words. A lot of people think that this could be the match that the Shirewolves get knocked off. Is that going to happen? Well, let's find out now on JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Welcome back. Okay, so let's dive into this. Lots of video, so maybe lots of discussion. So let's talk about this first match. Emily Jacobsen versus Winston Marshall. We're very familiar with Winston Marshall from very recently, and also from last year, from the previously World's Finest, as I brought up. That again, I still do not understand what that was all about. And then we have Emily Jacobsen, who, as I said, has been part of Hyper RPG for some time. Has done videos with the likes of Adam Halavic and Hector Navarro, well-established InnerGeekdom players of their own right. Now, here's the thing. When it came to Emily, has never really gone out there and said that she's the most knowledgeable player. So it's actually kind of surprised me that she's actually going to, compete. This is not something that I would think would be in her wheelhouse. So I'm very curious to see how she's going to play, specifically because of the fact, as I mentioned, she, usually is around the likes of Adam and Hector, who, talk about comic book movies and just the InnerGeekdom stuff a lot in general. I also believe she has some knowledge in Harry Potter as well. Other than that, not really sure what else. Obviously, we're going to find out where she stands on that. Now, Winston Marshall is another interesting player in this. Winston, I'm not really sure where to stack Winston on here. I hope he's not another one of these comic book movie or bust type of players that maybe 2 years ago, maybe season 3 or season 4, that would have worked out a lot better when half the categories were comic book movie categories, and if you had even a sliver of a knowledge in any of the other categories, you would have been fine. You never would have been considered, a top echelon player, but you could win a championship with just the base knowledge, if you knew quite a lot of the comic book movie stuff. Then the category expansion happened, and that all just went just straight out the window. You really have to know every single category now in order to be even a mid-tier level player. I don't know where Winston lies on that. He's also not had the best track record when it comes to playing under the lights in general. So I'm not too sure where to stand on this match. I don't know how Emily's going to play. At the same time, I know enough about Winston that makes me nervous about how he's going to play. And I know a lot of people have been saying, well, I think Winston could do pretty well, but there's a couple. Well, there's one real big red flag that I've really thought about when it comes to Winston. To me, and this is just my opinion on this, to me, I would think that if Winston thought that he was a decent enough InnerGeekdom player, why wouldn't he have played in the InnerGeekdom tournament last year? I mean, to me, that was a tournament that was bringing in a lot of brand new InnerGeekdom players. To me, and especially considering his partner or former partner Eric Zipper also took part in it, also debuted in the InnerGeekdom division in that style. I would have thought that if Winston had thought that his InnerGeekdom knowledge was decent enough, I would have thought he would have jumped into that tournament as well. Got his feet wet, got some experience, got some exposure. The fact that he's waiting until now, when he had that opportunity potentially before, is giving me cause to pause, to say the least. So I really do not have any clue who is going to win this first match, quite honestly. Nothing about either of them really jumps out and says, yeah, I think, this player is the odds-on favorite. So, yeah, I really have no clue who's going to win this. I might go, you know what, because of the fact that she has hung around with the likes of Adam and Hector, I'm sure she's learned something. I don't know how much, but I'm sure she's learned something. I'm actually going to pick Emily for this first match against Winston. I've seen enough of Winston, and I've seen him play live in person to know that just his play in general always gives me cause to pause when I'm saying Winston's going to win this match. I've seen him play enough to know that that's never a slam dunk guarantee. Now we come to the main event. So now that I've made the first prediction, took 5 minutes to say, hey, I don't really know who's going to win, so just randomly pick someone. Now we go to the title match, the Shirewolves and Critically Acclaimed. Obviously, as I said, this is a match that a lot of people think that this is the match that Clark and Rachel could potentially be defeated. I have really started to get very nervous about that myself because of, I mentioned this previously, where this match was positioned on the schedule. Because the free-for-all is going to be, this upcoming weekend, which I will be attending in LA. I'll actually be, leaving to head out there on Thursday. The fact that that the free-for-all is being live streamed and that people are going to see that live, it's really got me worried about what happened in this match, because to me, you can't, if a title change happened, you have to show that match before the free-for-all, which is why I was really, when I saw where this match popped up, I got really, really nervous, because I was like, oh god. Because one of the reasons is because I think the biggest potential storyline going into the free-for-all is Rachel Cushing being a double champion, potentially going into the free-for-all with a possibility of winning the thing. To me, is probably the biggest potential storyline going into it. So just the sheer fact that they potentially lost this has got me really, really nervous. It just, I mean, I like Bivs, I like Whitney. I usually root for them to win a lot, pretty much every single match, but not this match. It can't be this match. I can't root for you guys here. I have to root for Clark and Rachel. Even though where this match has been positioned and where this match is now showing up is making me nervous as hell, but alas, I will not give up hope. I will root for Clark and Rachel to the very bitter end. So yeah, I guess there's no reason to stall the the video any further because it be long. So without further ado, let's do this in 3, 2, and 1. Boom, 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 boom. Whoosh. InnerGeekdom! How much of a geek are you? No. Winston, what are you? Goku? Oh, hello, Mark. Hello, Ken. Half the gang's here.
You know, Ken, our dream as adults is one day be the announcers for a minor league baseball team. Today, we have...
Why a minor league?
I don't want to call them minor leaguers, but I know this. They're about to step up to the majors.
If you want to be a minor league manager, you can manage the Delmarva Shorebirds, low A, Baltimore Oriole affiliate, Salisbury, Maryland. Ryan Permison would be very happy.
Not exactly fresh to the Schmoedown. You guys have probably seen him compete.
Probably. I think I probably have. He looks kind of familiar. Hey, I was there. Wait, I know that. No, I don't.
He looked at having a teammate and he said, you know what? I was backstage at a live event. I watched the InnerGeekdom happen. I think I'm throwing my hat in that ring. How do you think he fares?
Well, you know,
I also remember that Winston was a part of a video with Take 3 recently. I never got around to actually seeing that, but I know they talked about some stuff. If I had seen that, maybe I could come up with a better idea of where he stands on this InnerGeekdom stuff. But again, I have no idea.
A young lady who has never competed in the Schmoedown until right now, and that is Emily Rose Jacobsen. She knows a hell of a lot about the InnerGeekdom. She has some strengths, maybe some weaknesses on that wheel too. She's going up against somebody.
Hey, I think I saw that. I saw that video.
You know, here's the thing: Emily Rose Jacobsen, which sounds like a great character in some kind of graphic novel, like
or maybe Rose, maybe a Star Wars movie, maybe a not so good Star Wars movie. Debatable, divisive.
See if you can compete with the fires burning around you and Winston across from you and
Fire!
staring at you from behind the camera. It's intimidating, but I have a lot of faith in her ability and her knowledge. So this is going to be a great matchup.
Yeah,
we shall see.
Division right now, you have your Mount Rushmore, and then you have a lot of contenders chomping at the bit to get chiseled right alongside them. And now
I would say very top heavy. Right now, is where it stands. It's Mike, Rachel, and everybody else. Let's see if somebody else can come out.
Confidence level for my first ever InnerGeekdom match going in. I'm feeling probably about at a strong 7. I've been really practicing this week, and I've had a great trainer, my cute boyfriend, Adam Hlavik, really helping me prep for this, and I'm just really filled with excitement at this point. So yeah, we're cresting on that nice 7 right now.
I'm by myself. So the thing is, I can't have Eric or Stacy carry me anymore, all right? Now it's time for me to get out here and talk a lot of shit.
I'm feeling really strong, and I know
language, even though you didn't finish it.
Weeks and months, I'm just going to keep studying, keep rewatching films, and really just rising the ranks in the InnerGeekdom.
I really only know like 5 things. Pixar, Disney, MCU, something about Batman, Ninja Turtles. That's about it.
Definitely Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter,
Well,
and the MCU. Still working on that DCU, Marvel, and DC, but those main 3, that's what I've got.
I'm not here for a belt. Who needs
There's
a belt?
about 7 other ones.
I don't need a belt. I'm just here to get in your head.
Well, yesterday I ended up slamming my toe against a vacuum cleaner, and so I've got a bandage, I've got it splinted. The pain will inspire my competition today.
If I get exposed, I get exposed, man. It is what it is. But I'll tell you this, don't let me get on a run, because I will dance the entire match. It's a whole different Winston, dog. Y'all don't even know about this yet.
You know what? We're both amazing and awesome geeks, and you know what? May the best geek win.
Can you see there?
Based on their promos, they listed about 3 things apiece that they said they knew. Not even said we're good at, that they knew. I hope they were joking. I really hope they were joking.
How to prepare herself for a match like what we have today.
Look, yeah, it looks like her and Adam Halavic have gone out for a few raspberry phosphates.
Leave room for the Holy Ghost.
And I think
Maybe I'll go get one when I'm out there.
Adam has a lot of experiences, and if he can give any kind of insight, it'd be valuable. But this is about Emily striking out and making a name for herself today, and I think she's motivated. And Winston, you know, I love this guy. I once at a Schmo live event, me and him alternated taking prom photos. We held each other for about an hour. For all the photos at the fan meet and greet. And I love this guy, but let's see if he can really step up today.
All right, well, go to Ken's Facebook page for more on those images. But like we said, Ken, these two competitors are just one of many who are looking at that match and saying, one day that's going to be me.
Absolutely. The title is the goal. Yeah, unless you're Winston. And
and you don't care.
Me at a buffet. But
unless you're Winston, you don't care about a title.
Let's move on to notable accomplishments. And I'm getting word from our producers that these competitors are about to have some notable accomplishments, but we don't necessarily have any yet. So Ken,
hope it involves questions right.
To do this thing today.
Yeah, you know, they've got some strengths, I'll tell you that. Little mini tail of the tape, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, MCU for Emily Rose, MCU, DC, and ninja movies. Obscure ninja movies for Winston. Surf Ninjas might come up today.
Oh!
So I think now we're ready.
Surf Ninjas! Movie Trivia Schmoedown. I still can't believe Surf Ninjas came up during that Clark Wolf Ben Bateman match. That's crazy. Surf Ninjas!
Alright, I'll do my best.
3 rounds to a finish.
Introducing first. Making her Schmoedown debut with a record of
Very
4 wins and 0
geeky music.
losses, looking to make her mark today, Emily the Rose Jacobsen.
Emily the Rose Jacobsen.
She is ready.
Stark Industries on the jacket, getting a Captain Marvel flair.
That is, yeah, little Stark Industries. I love Winterfell. I think they're going to take the throne.
She playing through the pain because damn you vacuums. Vacuums ruin everything.
Never heard of him, but her opponent, representing the world's finest, making his Schmoedown InnerGeekdom debut, Winston Blackman Marshall.
And here goes. Oh my God!
He was Goku. You tricked me. And we need a hero. We're holding up for a hero.
Multiple suds at his disposal. The Rose only with a glass of water. Now, Emily, I noticed there was a bit of a limp as you got to your desk. Are
Vacuum.
you okay? Are you physically able to compete today?
He's gonna play. Or she's gonna play.
And I'm going to use...
The InnerGeekdom has a history of competitors playing through the pain. Winston, you look like you're on cloud 9, not a care in the world.
Yeah, this is my Nimbus cloud right here. It's pretty good.
He pours his beverage of choice. We will get into
Your
the
focus was in your cup, man. Focus is in your cup.
It's the first of 3 rounds in today's match. You're going to hear 10 questions from 10 different corners of the InnerGeekdom galaxy. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 1. We're going to ask you a question.
So what I've learned so far is Emily hates vacuums and Winston hates non-alcoholic beverages.
We have provided so kindly, we gave you a magic marker as well. Now you write that down.
Thank you.
Try to keep your pen
Thank you.
legible.
Appreciate it.
Once we ask you by name to reveal your answer, please show that whiteboard to the camera and so we can see it at the same time you say it into the microphone. Now I'll remind each competitor that you have about 15 seconds to get that question answered. If you need to buy yourself some more time or you just need to think of the answer, you can use one of your 3 JTE rules, which you can use throughout the duration of the match. You also each have 1 challenge to use. Ken, I think I got all the rules out of the way. How'd that sound to you?
I think you missed one, but I forgive you.
Scooter rider, Josh Tapia.
I thought he was Colombian. Damn it.
Winston, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
The Rose, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Let's get ready to Schmoedown!
Yay!
Here we go. 3 rounds to a finish.
Ken, Knapsack will be asking the first question.
All right.
The InnerGeekdom Match.
First question comes in the category of Star Trek. Star Trek. Opening sequence of Star Trek Into Darkness. The crew is trying to stop what natural disaster from happening on planet Nibiru?
I hear that on planet Nibiru they are opening a Topgolf.
We should go. We should probably go.
And then early investors in Topgolf.
Early investors in Topgolf.
Go to 5, 4, 3, 2.
A volcano eruption.
1. Pens down. Winston, your answer was?
A volcano eruption?
It was, in fact.
Stole my font and answer.
To accompany it. Did the rose have it?
Mass extinction.
It was not mass extinction, although a volcano can contribute to that.
Yeah.
Emily finds herself in an early 1-0 hole.
Yo,
next to
real
Winston.
talk. I've never seen a Star Trek movie before, so that was. I just summoned all my ki for that.
Probably not something you should reveal, Winston.
Let's hope the luck doesn't run out.
Let's hope that does not come back to bite you in the ass. That's probably something you should mention afterwards.
Of Middle Earth. This is Middle Earth. Could be Lord of the Rings, Hobbit movie, some appendices in there if they were in the movies. Your question is, what is the name of the character played by Hugo Weaving in the Middle Earth films? I don't know how long we've been doing this, but I like that we're calling it the Middle Earth films.
That makes some sense there, yeah.
Not Lord of the Rings, where we're trying to stretch it into 6 movies. 5, 4, 3.
Is it AON?
1. Pens down. The rose. What
Is it AON?
Aonder? I know it's close.
Is that it?
It is not Aonder.
No.
Does Winston have it?
If it makes you feel any better, I just wrote high elf white hair. That's his nickname in the streets. Y'all didn't know that. Y'all were using his government name.
Yeah.
That's his street name.
That's true.
Street name.
Elrond.
Oh,
That's the name
no.
we were looking for.
I don't know how to spell AON.
Going to the third
Forgive me.
category is MCU.
Real talk, I've never seen a Lord of the Rings movie.
Grillo appears by which villain name in Captain America Civil War?
The name of the character there?
Looking for the character.
I am a Frank Grillo supporter.
Can you repeat the question?
We got one.
JT.
We got one. Frank Grillo appears by which villain name in Captain America Civil War?
Anyway, back to my Frank Grillo praising.
He's got cheekbones that I really envy.
He's got good
him
cheekbones.
like
Guy clearly works out, takes Centrum. Winston a fumble.
Looking for an answer. 5, 4, 3.
Crossbones.
1. Pens down. Winston.
Crossbones?
That is correct for a point.
It is Crossbones. Can the Rose get on the board?
I just did Winter Soldier, Armin Sola.
Hey, it's still an answer,
Oh.
although it's incorrect. And so now Winston taking an early 2-0 advantage. And can we see so many times with rookies up on the desk under the white hot spotlight, you got to get that first point, and then you start building some momentum.
It's kind of like a stand-up comic needing to get that first laugh. I've been waiting 10 years for that.
It's right around the corner, I promise you, buddy. Maybe in Chicago, April 12th.
Ah,
Harry Potter
plug.
is the next category.
Oh,
In
lovely.
the world of Harry Potter, your question is, Helena Bonham Carter first appears as the villainous Bellatrix Lestrange in which Harry Potter film?
That's a good question.
That's a great character. She
I
reminds
have
me
no
of every
clue,
girl
but
I
at least
was
it's just
trying to
guess a movie, so
Bellatrix
I got a
Lestrange or
chance.
Helena Bonham Carter?
Little column A, little column B.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of
And we go
Secrets.
To the Rose.
The Goblet of Fire.
I have,
It's not the Goblet of Fire. Does Winston
It's
have
Order of the Phoenix. Damn it!
it? It is Goblet of It is Order of Phoenix.
Yes.
Order of the Phoenix. Winston also having
Oh.
Goblet of
Yeah.
Fire, and we move on to the world
Harry
of
Potter and the
Marvel
Chamber
movies.
of Secrets,
The
and
question we
I
asked
said
was,
Chamber of the Secrets and
Category
wiped out of.
Marvel in Venom.
Yeah.
Who played Eddie's girlfriend, Anne?
Oh, shoot.
You ever see the Venom? I know you don't make every movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen a movie since 2015.
Oh, well, hopefully your parents will release that embargo they have on their son's viewing habits. Go to 5.
I'll say Winston right now. I cannot remember.
2, 1. We are simpatico, and we go to Winston for the answer.
I got nothing.
He does not have it. Does the Rose?
I'm going to say a good actress.
It is a good actress.
Michelle.
Hey, let's go.
Michelle.
Hell yeah.
The crowd so wanting the Rose to get on the board, they cheered for her answer. A good actress. Need a little more specificity than that. Michelle Williams.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
From
right.
Michelle Williams. So we move on to heroes and villains. Heroes and villains, and your question is, who plays former Wetwork agent Victoria Winslow in 2010's Red?
After I have dinner at Sizzler, I'm a wet work agent.
That is a very gross joke. And I will not go down the rabbit hole. I won't go to Sizzler. Had a burger there one time. Never going back.
I can change your mind.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We go to the Rose.
Not Liv Tyler.
It is not Liv Tyler.
It's definitely not Liv Tyler.
Does Winston have it?
No, I don't. I'll put the woman from Weeds, but that's not it at all.
Good show, but no.
A very good show. The answer is Helen Mirren. The
Helen Mirren.
I just kept wanting to say Meryl Streep, but that's not right.
It is not right.
And it feels like, as opposed to one competitor getting the other one's head, it feels like our dear head writer, Chris Galiski, is in both of their heads right now. The answers are on the tip of their tongue, Ken. They can't quite.
It's in my head too, but I always get them wrong. So this is just like a walk in the park for me.
DCEU, a recent article at Playboy.com written by Mark Ellis, says that the DCEU might eventually pass Marvel's MCU. They're playing the long game. Check it out on Playboy.com.
Drunk when I wrote it, Ken. Back to you.
All right. The question is, who plays Mira in Aquaman?
So I asked you about
Damn it.
Yeah.
I don't even need to bother asking you about Aquaman.
No, I just rewatched season 1 of Game of Thrones. Okay.
That's very healthy viewing habits you have.
Enough of the actor questions. I don't know these.
2, 1. Pens down. We're going to go to Winston.
I mean, we were just talking about this, Amber Heard.
It is.
Amber Heard.
I said Catherine Tate.
Oh.
Everybody wants her to get the correct answer to get on the board. Now, Winston only with a 3-0 lead, so not taking full advantage, but we move on to the last 3 categories in round number 1. And your next one is going to be in the wild, wonderful world of a galaxy far, far away, Star Wars. Star Wars. We have some fans here today. And your question is, what is the name of Ben Mendelsohn's character in Rogue One? Just need the last name. Just need the last name here.
I can't compete.
You are not allowed to compete, but I will let you say the answer.
Okay.
Hot take. Rogue One is the 3rd best prequel of the prequels. I said it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Krennic.
Pens down. We go to Winston. What do you have?
Can I have Ken answer it for me?
You may not have Ken. This is not Phone a Friend.
Diego Luna?
It is not Diego Luna. That's just another actor in the movie. Did the Rose have it?
I just threw a smiley face with a thumbs up.
Smiley face?
We were looking for director Orson Callan Krennic.
Yay!
Would have been accepted there.
He even got the middle name.
This would have gone a
I
lot
would have got
better.
you a point. I
wouldn't have had the whole audience laugh at me.
Yeah.
That's, no.
That's also part of the
At
fun,
least you
right?
answered, you guessed with an actual actor from the film instead of a drawing.
Yeah.
Drawings work.
It's a nice illustration.
3-0 lead here. 3-0 lead. This is looking like the most recent Super Bowl, but let us go on to number 9 in the category of mixed bag. Lena Headey plays Queen Gorgo in which 2006 film?
Need the title of that movie, Ken, and I thoroughly enjoyed the last Super Bowl.
I did too.
Can you repeat the question again?
We got a second repeat coming in. Lena Headey.
I did too. In an era where everything's devoted to offense, I love seeing offenses suffer. It's like the U.S. Open in golf. I love watching the best just fail.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I believe it's 300.
1. Pens down. We go to the Rose. Did you have it?
Nope.
She did not have it. Does Winston for a 4-0
I
lead?
started to write Queen of the Damned, but that movie came out like way before.
It would not have been Aaliyah starring in Queen of the Damned. It was, in fact, 300.
300.
A numeral that we will not get close to in this match.
Oh.
Was that shade? I'm sorry.
It's a derivative. I mean, we got 3-0. You need one more 0, dog. So, like, you know.
0. I can provide a lot of zeros.
Patreon question. This is a Patreon question. It comes to you from our good friend Andy Schick.
Andy! You are the Schick.
If you are not yet a supporter of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon, check it out. Select which tier is right for you. Got a lot of live events coming up, a lot of articles, postcards you can check out. It's all at the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. So Andy Schick wanted a question in the category of DC movies. These are DC movies, not necessarily DCEU. These could be any DC movies. And his question is, professional wrestler Robert Jeep Swenson played what DC villain in the year 1997? So not going to give you the movie, just give you the year.
Great year. I had hair back that year.
I've seen shoot.
You look fantastic.
I had long hair.
Great alternative rock.
I can't believe it took me that long to remember that.
5, 4, 3,
He was Bane, Batman and Robin.
Pens down, we go to the Rose.
Was it Bane?
It was
Ah!
Bane.
Yeah!
Well, look at that, man. They wrap up with, I would say, maybe the hardest question of the bunch. With
I can't believe it took me more than 10 seconds to remember that.
As well, so it is now 4-1, and I feel like our kind barbs towards them maybe goose them into getting some correct answers.
Maybe. We can hope.
And this is still a close game.
Hope.
1 is a great score. Down 3 points going into round 2. Emily's not in a bad spot. Winston's got to grab control of this game if he wants to take it home, and I think we're ready for round 2.
In round number 2,
well, that round 1 was
again, this is round 2 of
something.
3 total rounds. This is known as the wheel round, the wheel of justice, doom, and
that's about it.
competitors' fates. You see that wheel right there? It's got 10 slices.
My prediction is not looking very good so far.
Galaxy, as well as your typical opponents and spinners' choice. Each competitor the wheel, whatever category you land on, you're gonna have to answer 5 questions.
Wheel of death, gotta pray to the wheel.
2 points. There's no penalty for missing a question. However, there is stealing available in round number 2. So if you're not sure of the answer, you can simply say, I want multiple choice. We'll give you 4 options, one of which is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down to 1 point. If you don't like the category you spin, you are allowed another spin as long as it didn't land on the doomed opponent's choice. And I'd like to remind everybody that the wheel for today's match is a sponsored wheel from our Schmoedown patron. Give a hand for Jeremy Hastings.
Okay, thank you.
Sponsoring the wheel. His wheel-sponsored slices that he likes are the DCEU and
the MCU.
Ken, so he's a big fan of current comic book films. Thank you, Jeremy, for your support.
Yes, I am, because they're the only movies that I know.
Is on the board, Ken, with 1 point to her name. Winston Marshall has 4 points, meaning Winston.
Well, the Star Trek stuff too. I know that stuff.
Deferring to your opponent.
Ladies first.
All right.
No.
All right, here comes the Rose again. Injury could be a
She's
factor.
going to limp on over, and that shows her grit, her determination to get this.
And look, she grabs the wheel from the wheel just the way you want it. Didn't have to remind her about the peg situation.
Yeah.
And here it goes, round and round.
What category is she looking for, though?
She likes what the Harry Potters, maybe the Middle Earth. What's it going to land on?
It's a good spin. It's still going.
A good spin.
Ask the Star Wars.
Is it going to be DCEU?
DCEU. Do you want to?
It's one of Jeremy's slices.
Keep that, or do you want to spin again? She's going to spin again.
Oh, well.
Spin is in.
All right. There goes that wheel. Spinning round and around. You know, Ken, it may just be my 38-year-old eyes, but I have a feeling that wheel ticker is getting a little tired.
It's puffing some serious oxygen right now.
Yep.
Oh, no.
You don't know. It's opponent's choice.
Oh.
From the DCEU. So, Winston, what slice would you like to give?
I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy.
Well, again, since Ken has completely destroyed this category, I'm going to give her Star Wars.
Oh, wow, okay.
You've answered all of the questions, Ken.
So it's going to be Star Wars on the wheel. And because Ken is such a Star Wars fan, I will allow myself to ask the Star Wars questions. I'm kidding, Ken, please. Without further ado, you may ask the Star Wars question.
Thank you, Mark. The Rose, you're going to get 5 questions in this round. 5 questions in this round. Question number 1. How many years after episode 2 did episode 3 take place?
Multiple choice.
A, 2, B, 3,
I'm
C,
confused
5,
by are they talking about release date or timeline?
3.
That is correct. That is correct. We got a point.
Oh.
We got a point.
Not sure, but I guess it was the same answer regardless.
All right. Next question. In Return of the Jedi.
My favorite movie.
It is.
Okay.
Who points to R2-D2 that if they fall out of the Ewok's net, it's a very long drop?
C-3PO.
C-3PO.
That's correct for 2 points.
Yay!
Ken.
Tie game. All right. Third question out of 5. What kind of creatures do the Tusken Raiders ride?
Multiple choice.
A, Minok. B, Tauntaun. C, Bantha. D, Rancor.
Not Rancor.
Bantha.
That's correct for a point. She takes the lead.
It's got to be a nice feeling to get the lead after a very tough round one. She's starting to find her feet here in round two.
Yes.
Even though one of those feet is currently broken.
Fourth question. In The Empire Strikes Back, my favorite Star Wars film, which character exclaims, "You're not actually going into an asteroid field," upon learning of Han's risky plan?
Leia.
Yeah.
That's correct for 2 points.
It's a very good movie. I don't want to take anything away from it.
Our princess, our
No
general,
shame.
Leia.
No
All right,
shame.
final question. Sticking with all right, final question yet. I started to read a Star Trek question.
Whoa.
Well, then I actually might have known that one.
All right.
Bring that Trekkie stuff in.
Zing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boo!
Boo that man.
Settle. How long did Han Solo serve in the Imperial Academy before abandoning it to join Beckett's crew?
Multiple choice.
A, 2 years. B, 3 years. C, 4 years. D, 5 years.
2 years?
Incorrect. Possible steal?
3.
That is correct for a steal.
That's
1
a
point
big steal
It's
from Winston.
apparently it's
but
3 years everything.
Rose, who she spun
Absolutely.
opponent's choice. Winston saddled her with Star Wars, and yet she managed to have quite a favorable round number 2, despite that steal right there at the end.
Which I was just gonna ask, did y'all just like reset all the questions or whatever? Like,
Still a lot of things.
Ken answered all the questions, so now we're back to square one.
Yeah.
Winston, it is now your turn to spin the wheel.
Obviously.
Please spin from the wheel and not the peg. And you don't have to give it your best Goku spin because the wheel's feeling a little tired today. Oh, here we go. Oh. Worried about that one. Here we
Done
go.
broke a sweat
Winston,
now.
he gets on a run
Thanks
here.
a lot,
Quite an
wheel.
advantage going into round number 3. The potential for 10 points is out there right now.
Yeah, he does need this here.
Oh, but he could have spun opponent's choice too.
I'm guessing he's not taking that. He's never seen a Star Trek movie. And nobody likes Star Trek. Poor Jim Kirk.
That would have been interesting. 2 opponent's choice.
The only thing Winston fears more than opponent's choice is the Star Trek way.
And it's a damn shame.
And Ken, it could
Hopefully
come
he
back to
hasn't-
haunt
Not
him.
bad movies.
It's right
Has
there.
he tipped his hand?
It's
No!
right there. Is it gonna go?
Oh, I wanted Star Trek.
Harry Potter. Winston taking a
Ah.
wow. That is quite a spin. Harry Potter. Oh boy.
Look at that.
Such high drama.
MCU.
Yeah.
All right, so he's not able to will it all the way to the MCU, but he is going to settle into the wild world of
Well,
Harry
I tried, Winston. I'm
And
sorry.
Winston, your first
Did everything I could.
5 questions here in the world of Harry Potter. When wizards cast the spell,
Oh, that's right.
Expectro
Harry Potter, a bunch of questions I ain't gonna know no answers to. So I'll just sit back and watch.
Does Luna Lovegood's spell turn into?
Kitty cat.
I have no idea, that's an easy, hard question.
Sure, that's not the answer.
I do know time
Multiple
winding
choice.
down. And we're going to go to 5.
Multiple choice.
Oh, excuse me. Your options are, is it A, a stag, B, a rabbit, C, a cat, or D, a horse?
Pretty sure it's a cat.
It is not a cat for a 1-point steal.
Rabbit.
It is, in fact, a rabbit.
See what I say? It couldn't be a cat. That's what I guessed.
Damn.
Your next question. Your next question in the world of Harry Potter, Winston. In the Harry Potter franchise, there are 3 unforgivable curses. What is the name of the curse that inflicts excruciating pain on the recipient, torturing them?
If I mispronounce it, I'm not gonna get it right.
We're a little lenient on the pronunciation.
It's like, just give me the multiple choice because it's like septum something. But
Is
give me
it
multiple choice.
A, Avada Kedavra?
No.
D, Reducto Curse?
No.
C, Imperious Curse?
No.
Or D, Cruciatus Curse?
Oh, see, I know oh shit, I know the words. It's like spectrum. Repeat the answers one more time.
That's going to be JT Roy, I believe.
Okay.
Is it A, Avada Kedavra, B, Reducto Curse, C, Imperious Curse, or D, Cruciatus Curse?
Cruciatus Curse.
Give him a point.
Yeah.
For a point.
But it's like septum. Am I? Thank you.
Thanks, Emma.
All right, off camera.
I could tell that was Emma.
Oh yeah.
Advice on
Emma got to set
questions
some people
just asked,
straight.
so no rules infringement. Your next question, Winston. This is your third one. In Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, who plays Down-to-Earth Witch and former Auror Tina Goldstein?
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Catherine Waterston, B, Gemma Arterton, C, Miranda Richardson,
Miranda
D,
Richardson.
Allison Sue?
Because why not?
A.
It is A. For
Oh,
the point.
wrong again.
Is
Lovely.
the answer.
He's hanging tough.
Your penultimate question that could possibly give you the lead in round number 2. In Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, how many points each were Harry, Ron, and Hermione deducted after being caught by Malfoy for wandering around after bed hours?
I have a solid guess, but I'm going to say multiple choice.
Is it A, 10 points, B, 15 points each, C, 25 points each, or D, 50 points each?
C.
It is not C. Does the Rose have it for a 1-point steal?
15 points.
You said
15 B?
it is actually 50.
50.
Oh.
50 points each.
I would say a gajillion shittillion points. Which is what I would have. Obviously.
Winston. Your last question. In the world of Harry Potter, in the Chamber of Secrets, what
Yeah,
one
Chamber
word
of Secrets,
does
not
Hermione
Chamber of
write
the
on a piece
Secrets
of paper Harry
that
found in her
I put.
hand after she had been petrified?
Eek.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, basilisk, B, diary, C, myrtle, or D, pipes?
A.
It is not A for the steal and a 2-point lead going into round 3, the Rose.
Can I have a repeat?
Is it of the question or is it just the answer?
Just the answers.
The answers I can give you for free. A, basilisk, B, diary,
Pipes.
C, myrtle, or D, pipes.
C Myrtle.
That is incorrect. We're looking for D, pipes.
Ah, I got one right.
And so, Ken, a very tough question. As far as my knowledge goes, the
Ugh.
Star Wars ones, I knew some of those. The Harry Potter ones, I don't know how to read.
Yeah.
Regardless, it is
And
now
I don't know how to answer
7.
questions.
We have us quite a competitive InnerGeekdom match going into number 3.
Competitive, I guess, is one way to put it.
A field goal could decide this one here, and yeah, this is what we're talking about. You got to get to the finish line. The finish line is the win. It's not about the points. And Emily paced herself. She stayed in there, and it goes in the third round with the lead. So that's what's important. But Winston, I think, has got it in him. He knows these answers.
Hopefully, for our sake.
We'll decide the match. In round number 3, each competitor is going to give us a series of numbers. These numbers range from 1 to 16.
That second round kind of went to a screeching halt. Let's hope that they pick it up a little bit.
Your next question is worth 3 points. The last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 points, and will determine the match. So, Emily, the Rose Jacobsen, you are in the lead, so you give us your 3 numbers first. What do you like?
2, 8, and 14.
Oh, you pick 2. Automatic win.
14.
I give you win right now.
Winston.
12, 10, and 7.
12, 10, and 7 for Winston. I'll be administering Winston's questions. Ken will handle the duties for Emily the Rose. Winston, we start with you. You have a 1-point deficit, and you chose category 10.
12, 10, and then 7.
12. Yeah.
12, 10. I love when competitors switch the orders of the numbers. You switched 12.
Don't you love it when people count
You chose number
backwards?
12. And Winston, I'm not sure how you're going to feel about your category for 2 points. The question is, in the world of Star Trek movies.
Ha! Ha! How many Star Trek movies have you seen? Zip and zilch, zero and zippo and nothing.
Which Star Trek franchise star directed Star Trek?
Jonathan Frakes. Same guy that did First Contact. Riker. Jonathan Frakes.
Patrick Stewart.
Oh, at least he guessed us. At least he guessed a Star Trek actor. At least he didn't say, At least he didn't say Jim Kirk. At least he didn't say a character in the movie.
Winston, this is now going to be your 3-point question. It is from category number 10. You selected villains.
Villains.
Category of villains. And here's your question. In V for Vendetta, who played the totalitarian leader, Chancellor Sutler?
I very clearly have his face in my mind. Bald guy, goatee, fuck me.
I'm going to go to 5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple, JTE.
You're going to use JTH?
Yeah.
That's what I meant. JTE.
Your question is,
JTE.
in V for Vendetta, who played the totalitarian leader, Chancellor Sutler?
Ben Kingsley.
Not Ben Kingsley, looking for John Hurt.
Yep.
John Hurt is the answer. And so now, Winston, it all comes down to this for you, my friend.
Winston,
Question. You chose
please
the
get this
category.
right.
Help me out.
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. If they should bar wars, please let these Star Wars stay.
Will Winston
Join them. Look for the Death Star. Work for Darth Vader. Be a traitor.
Winston for 5 points in the world of Star Wars. Your question is, in Return of the Jedi, what type of ship ended up bringing down the Star Destroyer Executor?
Oh, shoot. X-Wings, Y-Wings, what are the other ones? I don't even know.
Go
Shoot.
to 5.
JT.
Last one.
Last one. In the film Return of the Jedi, what type of ship ended up bringing down the Star Destroyer Executor?
Just gotta take a shot, right? A Y-wing.
And Joe winner with a final score of 8-7. Emily the Rose Jacobsen. We were looking for the A-wing, piloted by Arvel Krynad, the A-wing that took
An 8-point TK. This is...
What was used for the crash scene. Ken, what a match we had here today.
This looks like one of my trivia matches.
Back and forth match. Emily the Rose Jacobsen finding her feet.
And I know what that's like because I lose them too. I feel for you, Winston.
And then round 3 just couldn't get the categories he wanted.
You gotta stick the landing, and that's not what happened today for Winston, but he is such an energetic and charismatic competitor. I hope we haven't seen the last of him here. I hope he can pull himself up and dust himself off and keep going. But Emily, what a debut coming in here. Yeah, she struggled early on, but like we kept saying, you gotta hang in
Winston,
there. You gotta
your
dig deep,
focus
you
was in
gotta
your
hang
cup.
tough like a new Kids
In
on the
your
Block
cup.
song,
And watch a Star Trek
She certainly
movie.
had the right stuff, Ken, and now we are going to throw it to our post. Emma Fyfe
well.
is going to have an interview with both the winner and the loser. Take it away, Emma.
What's up, Movie Trivia Schmoedown fans? Emma Fyfe, your InnerGeekdom League commissioner here with the victorious Miss Emily Rose Jacobsen. Emily, congratulations on your win today.
Thank you.
Now, Emily, I know that you were putting a lot of effort into preparing for this match. Were you surprised how you felt when you actually got out there on the desk under the lights?
Definitely, the nerves definitely hit in that first round. I was just sitting there, really just picking my brain.
Yes.
But as soon as I got that Bane question, that's when the tides turned.
I was going to say, you got off to a slow start, but
Needless to say.
once and as Mark was saying, once you get that 1 point, that kind of launches you on the trajectory of continuing to get points from there on out. Now, when you were given Star Wars in round 2, because you did unfortunately spin opponent's choice, how did you feel about that?
I was actually kind of happy. I had forgotten to list Star Wars as one of my strengths, and so I was more worried that it was going to be a lot more prequel, a lot more side movie questions, but the fact that it was a lot of the original trilogy really played in my favor.
And, you know, your fears were very well founded because we do literally have an entire Star Wars league, and I think there was some strategy in what Winston was doing in giving you Star Wars, thinking, oh, we've asked every Star Wars question they could possibly ask, but turns out there's a lot of things you could ask about Star Wars.
Apparently. No, yeah, I was very terrified when he said that while giving me the category.
Yeah. Well, and you know, you didn't actually even have to answer any questions in the final round there, though. Do you feel like because you'd gotten on such a roll after you say getting that 1 point and then performing quite well in round 2 that you could have continued that streak into round 3?
I think so, depending on the category. I definitely knew the answer to Winston's Star Trek question, so that was kind of giving me a little bit momentum in that, okay, cool, if I have to go into this third round, I'm feeling really good about it.
Awesome. So I assume then that you're not done with InnerGeekdom, and we'll see you back around these parts sometime soon.
Indeed. I am not finished here. I'm going to keep on climbing my way towards the top.
And next time, answering more questions in round 1.
Yes.
I have the utmost confidence in your abilities, Emily.
It was certainly a lot of fun watching that post-interview just now. And Emily, the Rose Jacobsen, you cannot say enough about...
Bye, Winston. We hardly saw you.
I would throw them in this category of worthy challengers to perhaps the eventual crown, or the better word would be belt.
Belt is a thing there. Yeah, I think what I learned
Let's
today
not
here
get
is
ahead of ourselves here.
Sometimes the lights will shake you. Getting in the ring for the first time will shake you. But it's all about staying through to the end, and I think that's what Emily did today.
You got to get those early punches. You got to absorb it, and then you can come back and answer some questions. That's exactly what we saw with an 8-7 victory of Emily the Rose Jacobsen over Winston Blackman Marshall. What a match it was. Had a pleasure calling it with you, Ken. I want to remind everybody out there, not only to check out the Schmoedown Patreon,
40! You had 40 on there before. Where'd it go?
Los Angeles. You can get tickets at the Schmoedownlive.com. And do not forget about Star Wars Celebration. Hey, we're going to be there. April 12th is going to be a fatal 5-way in the convention center. The winner of that will go on to April 13th. Live event at the Athenaeum Theater in downtown Chicago to face Alex Damon. You can also get tickets for my comedy show at markellislive.com, the Schmoedownlive.com. Go to the websites. Use the HTTP. Ken Knapsack, where can the kids find you?
You can find me at Ken Knapsack across all social media platforms and hanging out with you all on the internet.
That's Ken. I'm Mark for Christian Harloff. We'll see y'all real soon around the movie Trivia Schmoedown.
So that was a match. Yeah, that was something.
Feeling good?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just do what we do. Go out there, we keep calm.
Yep,
Like,
talk to each other.
Talk to each other.
No knee-jerk
definitely.
reactions,
Yep,
you know?
just play it.
Right, reactions. I'm good with those.
That's it. That's
Gotta
all we
show
do.
respect.
Yep, and just breathe.
Yeah.
Chill. It's fine.
Well, it's the Shirewolves. Those are some really nice belts you got there. It'd be a pity if you were to lose them today, which is gonna happen. I'm terribly sorry, but your championship is gonna have to be relinquished.
Yeah, we've done this so many times.
I mean, 2 weeks ago I heard this from
Yeah,
Kalinowski.
and the boss.
Yep, they said it too.
Bateman loves to
God.
come in here
Yeah,
and try and
so we've
save
heard
things.
this all before.
Yeah, you know what we're not? We're not Bateman, and we're not Kalinowski, and we're not any of the other players. We are the players who will defeat you today. And we have the strength, we have the power, we have the brains, and William, do you have anything to add?
I am such a fan! You guys are so cool! When you beat Kalinowski all those times, and when you beat Bateman all those times, those guys are such jerks! You're so good! You're so good!
William,
What?
Do you have anything else to add?
Yes! Please take my picture. Take my picture, the right here is good.
What are you doing?
You're nice! Come on! Okay, listen, I'll take it myself.
They're going Hitman's Bodyguard today.
And long may they reign!
That was Hitman's Bodyguard, maybe. Bibiani was going full Sam Jackson, and Whitney was trying to go straight man Ryan Reynolds, and I still don't get why they chose to do that in that movie. Sometimes the obvious answer is the right answer, and they screwed it all up. Hello, Christian. Hello, Ken. Half the gang's here again. We take the one half, we take the other half, and we'll be put them together. What 1 half plus 1 half makes 1-1, which is technically 1, and that's 1. Thanks, John.
Critically acclaimed William Bibiani and Whitney Seibold. That's right, they go up against the reigning champions themselves, the Shirewolves.
Oh,
Yay!
As they should.
Christian, why do we compete? Why do we get in this competition arena?
I'm retired, Ken.
Oh, why? In
Oh.
general, we, the royal we. Why? Why?
Because
the answer is to win gold.
To win gold.
To win gold.
You're right.
Glory
You're
and
right.
gold to this this is what this is all about, and I'm so excited to be here for this title match. It all comes to these kind of matches.
Well, there's so much story here for sure, because the funny thing is that you rewind, on the first iteration of Inside Schmoedown, you had interviewed a very different back then William Bibiani, who was a little bit more cocky, who was a little bit more arrogant, and he at that time he said that he was going to win the singles tournament, he was going to win the teams tournament, he would have both championships, and when Critically Acclaimed debuted, everyone thought this was a team that was going to be unstoppable. They ran into late to the party. There was a big bump in the road. We didn't really, out of the tournament they went. We didn't see them for a little bit. But the attitude got better. And William Bibiani and Whitney started to show. It's very similar to Bibiani's singles.
Till you broke the pedal.
To where he had this big, that Draco match. And then JTH threw him off. And what's going to happen? He eventually gets himself to a #1 contender match. And then he won the championship. Can he repeat himself here? Because Critically Acclaimed is 4-1 now in all 4 of their wins by TKO.
Well, that's amazing. I didn't even know that stat. Frankie Numbers didn't text me that like he texted you.
But you should watch the show. You should watch the rundown.
Interesting to me. This is a guy who came in heralded, came in like this, and the team, the Critically Acclaimed forums, you think this is going to work. It's like my 3rd marriage. It doesn't work, but you learn, and that's how I got my 4th marriage. Right. So that's what.
But did that one work?
I give William the Beast.
I give you credit for having the courage to tell that story.
Same can be said for Whitney Seibold as well, who's been playing very well. But here's the problem. The problem is that, yes, they are 4-1. They have 4 knockouts, and they have a championship shot now. The problem is that they have to try to win the championship from the Shirewolves. And the
them. They're pretty good. They do okay. Brad Gilmore, they do okay.
They are 2 former rookies of the year. You saw what Clark Wolf did last year in the tournament. Lost to Ethan Irwin, the former Movie Trivia Schmoedown champion, in the finals by a word. 1 word, and she would have been playing for that championship. She has played for a championship. She took Sam Levine to sudden death. Rachel Cushing has done the same thing. They are legends in the league. They are Hall of Fame players, and now Rachel Cushing also coming off maybe the biggest win of her career, and when she defeated Mike Kalinowski in arguably one of the best matches we've ever seen. She's now the InnerGeekdom champion.
Absolutely.
She's the first ever female double belted champion, as well as being the first person to ever be double belted with the InnerGeekdom championship. So,
which I agree with Frank Janish. I think that's more impressive.
Are some of the strongest players that we have ever seen in this game, and it is not going to be easy for Critically Acclaimed. But Shirewolves also want to make sure that they are chasing that Patriots record of 6 title defenses, or 7 title defenses, excuse me.
I hope they don't get caught up in that too early. It's like, let's take it 1 match at a time. Let's pump the brakes a little bit on that. Like, I love me some Clark and Rachel, I love me some Shirewolves, but let's hold off on that.
How they have grown in the league. A lot of people know.
Because that's what builds the pressure, and that's what breaks stress.
My first 5 marriages ended. All 5 of those women, actually it was 4. There was a double marriage. They all went on to better things after. They all went on to bigger and better things, and that's what Rachel has done. From the shadow and the crumbled shards of Nerds Watch, she's now one of the champions.
You gotta bring up the poor Nerds Watch.
Intense competitors who comes to play game.
At least I was the only person who bought that shirt.
You kind of like a pitcher.
Still a nice design, Janine.
Stay away and let her do her thing. This is going to be a big match.
Now, as much as I want to hear about your future alimony, I would love to now move over to hear from the players. They have a lot to say. Here we go.
And your winners, and still Movie Trivia Schmoedown champions of the world, classic Clark Wolf, Rachel Cushing,
Here we are. Yeah, we're back. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, it's the Magic season, supposedly. I think it's time that we were a part of that season.
Agreed.
We've defended once, and we are very ready to defend again.
Critically Acclaimed, they are gaining the respect.
Whitney and I have been a great team since the start.
You and I started from humble beginnings, as many do.
We are the smartest people in the whole league, and we got to show that today. We really weren't humble at all.
No, actually, we were really arrogant about it.
We only had 1 loss, and that loss was by a razor-thin margin, and it was very high scoring. It is our time to finally prove that we are the greatest team in the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. And you know what? I'm not going to squander it. You going to squander it?
Nah.
Critically Acclaimed is an incredible team. There's no denying that whatsoever. We've seen what they do.
They're more than worthy competitors. Both of those guys, I've known William Bibiani for a really long time. The dude's a walking encyclopedia. But that said, Rachel and I think, are confident players.
They've got weaknesses. We're aware of them. We've done our homework, and we are ready because we want to keep these belts.
The Shirewolves are formidable opponents. Several wins to their record.
They've never lost.
At least 2 or 3 wins then.
I have wanted to play these two players since I started. They are the smartest, most capable, dramatic, cool, everything. I love them, and there's no way to prove that you're really good at this unless you take on players like Rachel and Clark.
We work so well as a team because we work together. It's a partnership, 50-50.
The Fife Club coming
That's
together,
amazing.
having that unit for us in last season and last year was amazing. But now we can stand on our own. We've had other managers approach, and the truth of the matter is we're in this together.
I think we've got each other. We're rogue agents back to back, and good luck to Emma and to Mark, but right now it's you and me all the way.
Yes.
Their sense of style is top. You know, they're the top. Everything works well. Except for one thing. Those belts.
I had the singles belt last year.
That's right.
I did, and it felt good. Felt really good. You know what goes with everything? That belt. But you know what? I want another belt. I've had the one belt. I want to try for a second, and there is no one I would rather wear a belt with than Whitney the Beauty Seibold.
Oh, stop. No.
Never.
Oh, you're choking.
Critically Acclaimed, you've won a whole lot of matches by TKO, but that stops today. We're after the record that was set by the Patriots.
You might have had your TKOs, but you've never played us.
We're going to take the belts from you politely.
Very nice.
Gently.
Yes.
We're going to be nice about it.
Very reasonable.
But they're going to be on our wrists.
And possibly our shoulders if they don't fit.
Hashtag belt belt.
Hashtag belt belt.
We're excited to see you out there, but we're not going down lightly. These belts are going to be ours for a while.
Very nice music. That dramatic music when the Avengers all died.
Look how we got here. By the way, big shout out to Eric, our editor, who's been cutting these amazing promos. I mean, round of applause for Eric.
Absolutely. Feels like I just said that.
Check him out over at his YouTube channel, Nerd Chronic. I mean, they've just been so good this season. So thank you, Eric. So listen, as you see inside of those promos, this has been storied. We are getting to the fact of where these are a team that was deemed to be champions, haven't gotten there yet, and then a team that has earned their right to be the champions, and they're now going to prove it.
Look, it all comes down to this. The proof is in the pudding. I love pudding. I love proof. It all collides here.
All right, notable.
Who doesn't love pudding?
Critically
Everyone loves pudding.
Champion. They have 4 victories, and they also have 4 TKOs in all of their victories. And then the Shirewolves, they have way too many Schmoedown awards that I can even list. That's one notable accomplishment. They are both...
And too many belts, too many awards, too many accomplishments, too many everything.
Their match against the Who's the Boss team of Mark Riley and Ben Bateman, one of the classics of all time. And now we are set to do battle. Ken Knapsack, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the...
Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Movie Trivia Schmoedown Team Championship of the World. Introducing first.
Oh, I thought I got rickrolled there for a second. Sounded very similar. We're no stranger to love. Am I at a circus? Am I at a clown show?
Hi, I'm Leonard Maltin.
Hey, Leonard Maltin.
Whitney Seibold are back with one of their famous entrances. Now, if you like what they did for Mystery Science Theater 3000 or Monsters, Inc., I think you're going to be disappointed this time. I mean, I'm not one to judge. I just made a silly appearance in Gremlins 2. But I think you'll have to agree with me, this one is pretty much of a letdown. In fact, I'm giving it no stars.
I kind of agree with Leonard Maltin's review.
How do you know? You didn't see him. I actually got to meet Leonard Maltin at the live event I attended last September. Very, very, very nice. Very humbling individual.
5 wins, no defeats. They are the 2018 Rookie Team of the Year, 2018 Team of the Year, and the reigning, defending, undefeated, undisputed movie trivia Schmoedown Team Champions of the World, Classy Clark Wolf, and the reigning InnerGeekdom Champion, Rachel the Crusher Cushion, the Shirewolves.
Hey there. What'd you think of our last match?
Yeah, I saw it. Sucked as usual.
I think you have really bad manners.
Well, I think you dumb girls should stay out of a man's game.
Where do you get off behaving like that?
Hey, that's why they invented the internet, so ignorant idiots like me could anonymously say whatever they wanted to. I'm a hero. You should be thanking me.
We think you should apologize.
For what? Having a completely uninformed opinion and spewing my stupidity?
You say you're sorry, or I'm gonna make you sorry.
Oh, man. Oh, come on, I have the right to cowardly criticize people better than me.
I bet you even called us didn't you?
Of course I did.
Damn, I hate being called.
Are you gonna apologize or what?
No, YouTube is nothing without my hot takes. You!
I don't think he's gonna apologize.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't know what to think about that entrance. Like, I understand that there are still some stupid moronic people out there, but
for the champs. All right, so our competitors are sitting down. Look at that.
I mean, the problem with the entrance is, to me, their spectacular entrance was so, like, meaningful. Like, it was representing all the great female players in the league, and now with an entrance like that, it kind of feels like that entrance was just done to show up stupid, unintelligent men. So, which is not really what the point of that was supposed to be. And
yes, sir. Let's do this.
I don't know.
Oh, heck yeah.
I think we're ready.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown!
Yay! Oh well, but because I'm so offended because I'm a very stupid, unintelligent man. But I still like Clark and Rachel. But anyway, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to prove it. Even though I actually know this one.
That's Where's My Bird?
We're going to run that one into the ground like he just did himself.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Ashton Kutcher.
1. Clark.
Ashton Kutcher.
Yes, it is.
Ashton Kutcher.
Yes, thank you.
Ashton Kutcher.
And Bibbs.
Ashton Kutcher.
The bad villain to Charlie Sheen in 2.5 Men. Men. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't be saying that. Not after what I had already said. We don't need to promote men.
First murder in 1978's Halloween. You were wearing when you committed your first murder?
Godzilla. 5, 4, 3.
I don't know.
1. Whitney Seibold.
A clown.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Rachel.
A clown.
It was a simple answer.
And Clark.
A clown.
All right.
Clown car, clown car, clown car. Which I probably should jump on one right now.
Dramas. In the 2016 Best Picture winner spotlight, which major event in the United States forces the Boston Globe Spotlight team to put their investigation of sex abuse in the Catholic Church on hold? Five, four, hello, friends. 3, 2, 1. Pens down.
The World Trade Center attack.
9/11?
That's correct.
Okay,
Bibbs.
9/11.
Yes,
Or
correct.
that.
Okay, and Whitney.
9/11.
Okay, so only Clark.
I'm sure they would have accepted World Trade Center attack.
Only 1 point down, and we get to our next question.
Fourth question comes in the category of action/adventure. Action-adventure. Who plays Will Smith's girlfriend and eventual wife in Independence Day? You know, it's like tension, a good
5,
competitive tension.
4, 3, 2.
Vivica A. Fox.
Vivica Fox.
Yes, and Clark.
Vivica A. Fox.
Yes, Whitney.
Vivica A. Fox.
And Rachel.
Vivica A. Fox.
Got it.
We're good.
I'm actually doing decent so far. I don't feel as dumb, unintelligent as I proclaimed myself.
Fantasy sci-fi. Who plays the villainous Thaddeus Valentine in 2018's Mortal Engines?
All right. Some titters from the crowd there. Yeah. Not a fan of 2018.
No. 5,
Guess not.
4.
I don't know. I spoke too soon on my unintelligent self.
1, Clark.
I don't have it.
Didn't have it. Whitney.
Hugo Weaving.
Yes. Correct.
Oh.
Hugo Weaving.
Yes.
Correct.
Bibbs.
Hugo Weaving, and that movie is good.
All right.
10-8.
Yes, it literally is.
All right.
Question six comes in the category of animated.
Calm down before we start fighting each other.
98 animated film features the songs Playing with the Big Boys, Deliver Us, and When You Believe. For $20 extra, I'll sing all three of those if you want.
How about $40 not to?
Deal.
5, 4.
Repeat.
Okay, first
Oh,
one.
thank you, Bibbs.
What 1998
Okay.
animated film features the songs Playing with the Big Boys, Deliver Us, and When You Believe? Did that JT
5,
work for him?
4, 3, 2.
Prince of Egypt.
1. Whitney.
Prince of Egypt.
Yes.
Yes.
Rachel.
Prince of Egypt.
Yes.
She got it.
Prince of Egypt.
Yep. Everybody got it.
Whew.
Everybody got it. All right. That was good. That was good. Here we go, guys. All right.
Now I remember.
All right. Here we go. Movie release dates. This is for number 7. Movie release dates.
Great.
All right. Gangs of New York, Road to Perdition, and Men in Black 2.
Okay.
They all came out in which year?
Men in Black 2 is the only one that I would know.
Feel it. Close game.
How well do you remember time?
5, 4.
Thank you, Men in Black 2, even though it's not that good. 2002.
1 pens down. Rachel.
2002?
That's correct. Bibbs.
2002.
Yes.
Correct.
2003.
2003.
Oh.
So Rachel and Bibbs got it. They both have so far. They have not missed. Whitney missed that one. It is still 13-11, 2 points here. But so here's what we do here on this one. If Rachel and Bibbs get this, they both have perfect rounds, and we'll have to answer a bonus. All right, Ken, here we go.
All right. This 8th and final question this round, potentially, is a Patreon question.
Yay, Patreon!
Comes to you from Jeremiah Spike.
I was getting ready to say, I thought they were going to say me. I don't submit questions. Although I'd like to soon. Biopics.
What former Taxi co-star played Andy Kaufman's manager, George Shapiro, in Man on the Moon? If you believe. If you believe. On the moon.
5, 4, 3.
I don't know.
1 pens down, and Beast.
Danny DeVito.
That's correct.
Oh.
Danny DeVito.
Yep, Whitney.
Time's sexiest man alive, Danny DeVito.
And Rachel.
Danny DeVito.
Yay!
Thank you very much.
This question
Thank
is just
you.
Johnny and Rachel, please use your whiteboards here, guys. So we are going to ask this question. And
That's
this is
right.
just
I
for
get
Bibbs
one more
and
chance to
Rachel.
get a question
Here
wrong.
we go.
Yay.
Who stars as a small-town lawyer who must defend a man accusing of killing his wife's attacker in the 1959 classic drama Autonomy of a Murder?
Anatomy.
Oh. Just get ready to say, that didn't sound right.
It's all right. Long day. I JT'd it, and I'm proud of it. 5, 4, 3. Screw you guys.
I don't know.
And pens down. And Rachel?
Jimmy Stewart?
For the point.
James Stewart.
1 point.
That's the answer. You should just guess. Anything from the 50s, you're probably not too far off on that answer.
14-16.
Oh.
It is a title fight, Christian.
Unbelievable. Okay, so now we get to round number 2. The competitors will switch up their seats, and round number 2, the champions have decided to take opponent's choice and spinner's choice off of the wheel. They have the option to do that, and because of that, the competitors will spin. If they don't like what they get the first time, they can spin again.
That's on opponent's choice. Don't gotta worry about that.
Unless you go to multiple choice, then it is 1 point. And remember, you can steal. Critically Acclaimed has used 1 JTE rule, and the Shirewolves have used none thus far. The wheel for today's match is sponsored by our Schmoedown patron, Jeremy Hastings, on patreon.com/Schmoedown. Thank you so much. The sponsored wheel
Okay. I got a double you're welcome of me. I'm not sure how that happened. I won't complain. You're welcome 2 times. What can I say except you're welcome?
Opportunity to go either first or second.
We'd like to go first, please.
You'd like to go first. Okay, so please spin from the wheel, Bibbs.
Trying to take control there.
Yes.
Yeah, by the peg.
Very hard.
By the peg.
There you go.
He said 2000s in comedy, but I remember the last one I said that was not the 2. My top 2. I guess they changed some things around. Like I thought it was going to be Will Smith and Tim Burton. Those are the ones I had said, but
2 points for
oh well.
Straight answer, 1 point for multiple choice. Question 1: which rapper turned actor portrays dangerous criminal Desolation Williams in
Rapper turned actor is usually Ice Cube first.
Ice Cube.
And that is correct. Rapper turned actor, usually for Ice Cube is the first one that comes to mind.
Carpenter's The Thing was released on the same day as what other legendary sci-fi film?
E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
Incorrect. Incorrect for Steele.
No kidding.
Blade Runner.
That's correct.
Oh! Ooh.
Third question out of 6. What popular video game series was inspired by the characters in Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
That is correct for 2 points. 2 points. Fourth question out of 6. In what state does Starman crash land in Starman?
Only 50 of them to choose from.
Multiple choice, please.
A. West
That narrows it down to 4.
Florida. C. Wisconsin. D. Montana.
Montana?
Incorrect for Steele. 1 point Steele.
Florida?
Incorrect. Looking for Wisconsin.
Oh. Cheese. Cheese. Badgers. Badgers everywhere. A large wooden badger.
Fifth question. Which actress portrays Holly in They Live? Looking for an answer.
5, 4, 3.
Meg Ward.
Incorrect. 2 point Steele opportunity here.
I don't have it.
All right, we're looking for Meg Foster. Meg
Foster.
Meg Foster,
Yeah.
but still a good round so far. Question in this round, John Carpenter. Sixth question. Amber Heard is institutionalized and becomes haunted by a ghost in 2010's The Ward. What is the name of the psychiatric hospital she is kept at?
Wow. That is a deep cut. We're going multiple choice on that.
Really?
That is a multiple choice question if I've ever
All
heard
right,
one.
we didn't write them. A.
Don't worry, he knows who wrote them.
Smith's Grove. C. Cherry Lane. D. Eastern State.
5, 4, 3.
East Bend.
Incorrect for a 1 point.
That's not a choice.
Hear the choices again, please?
That wasn't a choice.
B. Smith's Grove.
Oh
C.
no.
Cherry Lane. D. Eastern State.
Wait, that's what they guessed.
No, it's not what I guess.
4.
Cherry Lane.
Incorrect.
correct. Looking for North Bend. North Bend.
See, we actually
No,
we said
they said East Bend.
asked us to clarify because we would have an actual one that was given. But
that's true. That's true.
All right.
Oh.
So here we go. So okay. So now. Critically Acclaimed is still in the lead. It is 4 points.
Yeah, they kind of sputtered along there. That was
to the wheel, and we'll spin from the wheel, and we will see what they let. Whoa!
Oh! Murder! Murder! Call the cops!
Flinch somewhere wherever he is. Wow!
We'll see.
Unbelievable.
That's almost a crime now in Schmoedown. The annual purge must have been reopened for business.
You never know what's going to pop up on the wheel for the champions, and here we go. Oh, look at this. Oh, they came close to it. Oh, wait a minute.
Comedy.
The spinning again. Spin again. Clark Wolf
Oh, they didn't want my wedge. Oh.
Clark Wolf has had great luck so far with that wheel, and they're looking for either horror. They might be looking for, look, after that performance with Kalinowski, probably comic book movie's probably something they're looking for too.
After that spin, the Titanic wouldn't have hit the iceberg.
And it's coming back around. It's coming back around. What's it going to hit? Looks like biopics, Ken.
Looks like...
No, 2000s.
Oh, my other wedge. Yay! Yay me! I get a plug, but I was already plugged, so it doesn't matter. Yay!
The 2000s. Right. 2000s. All right. Here we go, guys. In the film In Bruges, what Game of Thrones actor played the priest that was the target of Colin Farrell's hit?
Game of Thrones. Boy, it would really help if I had seen Game of Thrones.
5.
Multiple choice.
A. Charles Dance. B. Kieran Hines. C. Liam Cunningham. D. Julian Glover.
Let's say Julian Glover.
5, 4.
Karen Hines.
Correct.
That's correct. Mance Raider himself. Mance Raider himself.
All right. Question 2. In Avatar, who plays head of security detail Colonel Miles Quaritch? 5, 4.
Repeat the question.
In Avatar, who plays head of security detail Colonel Miles Quaritch?
Stephen Lang.
2 points.
Ooh.
2 points there. Pulling within 1 point, Christian.
All right. There we go. Question 3. In Hot Fuzz, what is the only word that the dim-witted Lurch utters throughout the film?
Dim-witted Lurch. Guess it's not.
Multiple choice.
A. Blarg. B. Yarp. C. Farp. D. Narc.
Oh, I was waiting for Narf. No Pinky in the Brain reference.
5.
B.
Correct. For 1 point. Ties up the game.
Rory McCann.
Ties up the game. So now we got question 4.
I'll take Narf any day, though.
Yarp to the hound.
Okay, question 4. In American Psycho, which actor plays Detective Donald Kimball, who is the man investigating Patrick Bateman?
Willem Dafoe.
Yep, my nemesis.
Oh, why do you hate William Dafoe? Even though it's got nothing to do with William Dafoe. Check out Collider Live, you'll figure it out.
Character in Moulin Rouge.
Satine.
2 points.
Satine. Thanks, Satan.
All right, here we go. Last question here. Last question. Who stars with Drew Barrymore as a couple trying to get rid of an elderly tenant in 2003's Duplex?
Ben Stiller.
2 points. 2 points. That's it. The Shirewolves have turned a deficit into a lead. It is now 26-20. The champions have a 6-point lead. Betting round. And Clark will now spin that poor wheel.
Oh.
Clark's going to spin the wheel, and whatever.
Be nice, please, gentle.
The champions will spin whatever category they get. They will have both teams will have a chance to bet up till 3, 0 to 3 points. They can bet, and now Clark will spin. Here we go.
Almost knocked the wheel over.
Yeah.
You have to keep using that wheel.
I have to erase my guy here.
So again, look, they were down, and now the champions have a nice, comfortable lead here, but we saw that happen go away pretty fast in the InnerGeekdom match. So this betting round could
Don't remind me of that.
Here we go.
9 innings and 4 quarters.
Moving over to, and we're landing on movie quotes. Movie quotes. Very interesting. All right, so now the teams are going to write down how many points they would like to wager, and we are going to then get to the actual question itself. All right. Which horror classic features the line, "They're coming to get you, Barbara"?
Oh.
Right. Wow, that was a lot of
Clark knew it immediately. Guessing they didn't bet that much.
Well, it makes anybody feel better. I wouldn't have gotten it. I don't know anything. 5.
I would have been scared
4.
of the question.
I don't even know.
2, 1. Critically acclaimed. How many points?
3.
And you took
Night of the Living Dead.
Correct.
That's correct.
We bet 1.
1 point.
And we said Night of the Living
There
Dead.
you go. Okay. Yeah, so it was a smart choice though, because look, they still have a 4-point lead here. It's a 4-point lead. They just went from 6 to 4, but it's still 4-point lead, and now we get into that speed round.
Now we get to the
speed
round,
and here we go, the speed round.
They've all not really ever had a ton of success. I guess Clark probably has the most success out of all of them, but none of them have really had amazing success at the speed round, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see how this fares.
I will ask the 5 questions. Champions, are you ready?
Yes.
Yep.
You're not the champions yet? Challengers, are you ready?
Yeah, we're
all right.
sure.
Here we go.
No gun
All right.
shy.
Okay. Question 1. What is Jim Carrey's profession in 1997's Liar Liar?
Lawyer.
Lawyer.
Yes. Question 2. Reese Witherspoon, Josh Lucas, and Patrick Dempsey.
Rachel.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Yes. Name the movie that begins with the narrated line, "People are always asking me if I know Tyler Durden." Rachel.
Fight Club.
Yes.
Oh.
What action film franchise features the following characters? Luther, Benji, Julia.
Rachel.
Mission Impossible.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last one.
I'm not getting any of these. I might as well just not try to figure it out.
Frozen, who voices Anna?
Beast.
Oh, Beast. Oh, sorry. No, gone.
Yeah, point taken away.
I didn't
All
hear
right,
it. You were
point
very
taken away,
quiet.
and that is Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell was
Yeah,
next. All right, so now the
wish you'd said my
Shirewolves
name louder.
find themselves with a 7-point lead going into the 5th and final round. All right, so the 5th and final round, and here we go. 5th and final round. The competitors will get 3 questions. They will choose from categories 1 to 20. First one will be worth 2, second one 3, third one 5. They will decide who wants to take the 2, who wants to take the 3, and they can coordinate on the 5-pointer. All right, we are going to start with the champions who find themselves with a 7-point lead here. Shirewolves, 3 questions from 1 to 20.
4, 8, and 19.
4, 8, and 19, and the challengers.
5, 6, and 10.
5, 6, and 10 for the challengers. I will start with here. We will start with the 2-pointer for critically acclaimed. All right, number 5. Here we go, guys. Number 5. Steven Spielberg is the category.
You'll take that?
I'll take Spielberg.
Whitney will take Spielberg. Okay.
I apologize in advance.
Whitney, what 1989 Spielberg film stars Richard Dreyfuss as the ghost of a forest fire pilot watching his former girlfriend try to move on with her life after he tragically dies?
Always.
2 points.
Correct. 2 points.
All right. Now the Beast. Will have number 6. Number 6, Nicole Kidman. William, here we go. Okay. Who directed 2017's The Beguiled?
Sophia Coppola.
Yes.
Correct. 3 points.
All right. 5. Your 5-pointer is from number 10. Now, if critically acclaimed hits it, it bounces back to the champions who will have a chance to win. However, if they miss it, the Shirewolves will win via TKO. And here is your category. It was number 10. You guys can collaborate. This is from 90s movies. 90s movies. Here we go. In Wayne's World, what is the name of Cassandra's band?
Oh.
You're right. Crucial Taunt.
Yep.
That's correct. Wow.
I wouldn't have remembered it.
So now the Shirewolves have a chance to win the game. Now the Shirewolves have
Well,
to hit.
they did what they could, but
hit their 3 or their 5. Excuse me, their 2 and their 5.
that speed round thing kind of
hit their 5. All right.
screwed them.
Here we go. All right. Here we go. So
don't mess up, guys.
Starting with category 4, Ken.
Category 4 is 70s, 1970s, 2-point question.
Who directed? Oh, Sue, who is taking it? Sorry.
I'll take it.
Rachel is taking the question. Who directed the Al Pacino crime classic Dog Day Afternoon?
Sidney Lumet.
2
That
points.
is correct.
All right. So now Clark Wolf will have a chance here to win the game. If she hits this, it is over. If not, they will have a chance to hit the 5-pointer. Here we go.
All right. All right.
McConaughey.
Your category.
All right.
Your category is fantasy sci-fi. Fantasy sci-fi. 3-point question. Frank Oz provided the voice of the Wise Man in which 1986
Labyrinth.
fantasy movie?
Labyrinth.
Is that a high score record? Yeah, I know it's at least tied. It's not an overall high, but I thought it got up to 36. Maybe it is still 35. I don't know. I'll have to go back and check that.
And they wait to see, will they be playing Who's the Boss again after that Chicago match? Will they play them again, or will they be facing their former stablemate Mark Andreyko as the Odd Couple and Who's the Boss? Go at it on April 13th, and you guys can still get those tickets. Go on over to the Schmoedownlive.com to watch that #1 contender match. But we know now, whoever wins that Chicago match will be facing the Chicago. They'll be facing
the Bears. The Bears. The Bears. The Bears. The Bears. The Bears.
Talk to Jen Sturger, who's with both the critically acclaimed and the Shirewolves. Here we go.
Thanks, Christian. A lot of growling going on back here. I know that was just not the way you guys thought that was going to pan out, and you guys had a great match. You were up the first round. I really think that steal in the second round hurts you.
Well,
and
yeah.
then the betting round, you kept it close. And then the speed round happened, and it's like the wheels kind of fell off.
Yeah, I'm a little perturbed about the speed round. I'm gonna have some harsh words to say at our next rules conference.
I'm sure they'll be screaming.
Well, listen, I'm just gonna say what happened. I'm just gonna say what happened, for better or worse. I buzzed, and you have to wait for your name to be called, and I kept waiting, and then I heard what sounded like a kitten fart, and apparently that was them calling my name, and I was like, oh.
That wasn't a kitten
And then,
farting?
yeah, I totally threw me off my game. I knew the answer. I was waiting to say the right answer. There needs to be some sort of decibel rule in the future. I'm also a little bummed about the question that we got wrong for multiple choice in John Carpenter, where we said the wrong words and they didn't check to see which one we meant because we conflated two of them. That should also be a rules conference thing at some point. But listen, it happens. These things happen.
Look,
and the important thing is we're never going to get any shirts.
Why no?
That's the important thing. I've had a belt.
Why no challenges, though? Why no challenges? They're there for a reason.
Crap.
Here's something else.
I forgot you could do it for those reasons. I thought the question had to be wrong.
Here's something I've learned. I have a slow reaction time. It's difficult to hit those buttons on time. That's all.
I'm gonna say something.
The
right now.
end.
We've had a weird journey. We had all these stops and starts.
This is your actual first title match together, which I mean, when I thought about it, I was like, is it?
It's like,
because I feel like you guys have always been one of the top tier teams here, and so the fact that
remember Jack and Jill when Jill broke Al Pacino's Oscar, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you have another one of those, right?" And Al Pacino's like, "You'd think so, but no." Yeah. Like that's how I feel about the situation. But look,
it's a sad state if you have to compare our current state of affairs to the movie Jack and Jill.
I chose my film carefully. I'm a professional critic. But, listen. It's been a really great journey with you, Whitney, and it's going to continue. And I want to just keep playing matches with you. You're my ride or die. I hope you never betray me. I hope this isn't setting up some sort of ironic twist later. But for me, great matches.
Eric Zipper.
They won fair and square. They're awesome. They're the best in the league. For now, we're going to keep working at it.
Look, we fought hard. Yes. That was a bar brawl.
Hours sleep last night. I was
Chairs
so
were
worried.
lifted, stools were mashed over people's heads, and we came out okay, I think.
Bibbs didn't even have a chair.
I don't remember
But
that. Yeah. Well, because
guys,
got smashed.
obviously, you know, this is not the end of Critically Acclaimed.
Oh, God, I hope not. We have a
You go,
podcast.
you go back, you regroup.
Hope it doesn't get
hopefully you
canceled
learn
too
to find
soon.
each other because, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of you this season.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Oh, we're coming back, and let me tell you something. I don't know if it's allowed. I don't know what the rules are, but whoever loses that odd couple who's the boss match, we might be coming for you if scheduling permits and if they let us.
Thanks.
We'll see.
Still working on my smack talk.
Yeah, fourth right there.
Yeah.
No more
Growl,
tags, guys.
Growl.
No more tags.
Growl. Everybody.
Interview's over.
Just growl.
And we are back with the still champions, the Shirewolves. Ladies, I mean, what an incredible match. You guys have now defended the titles twice. And, I mean, just walking you guys through that match, Critically Acclaimed, obviously, no slouches. The first round, you guys were actually down. And I feel like, you know, I've watched you both progress so much as competitors that, like, you would have probably gotten in your heads previously. But, like, this is a whole new Shirewolves. And I say that every time I see you guys play together because your chemistry as a team just keeps growing and growing, you know? Second round, obviously, that steal was huge. Absolutely huge. How are you feeling when you made that pull?
Oh, very good. I was just talking to Rachel before we started rolling, and I knew where their minds were. I knew what they were trying to do because it's a famous bit of film history, but that E.T. and the Thing came out the same year, and America collectively chose the friendly alien and not the vicious, murderous alien.
Who wouldn't?
Oh, yeah. So, but it also is a very famous piece of trivia that two sci-fi classics, The Thing and Blade Runner, came out on the same day, and both flopped at the time. So I knew where their head was at. But, I mean, I do appreciate what you said earlier about, like, the miss in round one. Because I think that's something Rachel and I have talked about. Like, we really are working on not letting that stuff get to us.
You have to play one question at a time,
Yes.
and if you miss something, we've both in the past let that bother us, and therefore you're not concentrating on the next question, and maybe you miss that one, and then it snowballs, and you can get into your own head, and, you know, both being up there side by side and talking those kinds of things through, we've both learned that you can't let that happen, and you have to move on.
In round three, obviously, Clark hits something that she knows, and then speed round. Rachel, you were on fire.
She
I think your hands are burning.
She was so good. I figured it out. I don't know. Like, I'm notoriously terrible at the speed round. But this time, I don't know.
And the speed round obviously didn't go Bib's way. And that was, you know, that's one of those challenging moments where you're like, well, if you didn't agree with what was happening, speak up in the moment and don't wait until after the fact, you know?
That's the other thing about this. The more you play, the more you realize that, honestly, Bibiani probably knows more movie trivia than the rest of us. Like, I honestly think that he's a walking encyclopedia with this stuff. But this game is a game. It's not just about the trivia. You can't get in your head. You have to know about your JTE rules. You have to know about your challenges. You have to know about your options. And, you know, I think if that had been us, we would have challenged
Heartbeat.
and
that was
hopefully gotten a new question.
I was sitting there going, nope, you challenge that. That is like, but this is how, you know, I think that we are really trying to play the game.
That's something that you guys have totally, I've watched you grow, because before, you both are obviously monsters with movie trivia, but the strategy has increased so much with how the two of you play the game that, I mean, that even when you aren't having your strongest day trivia-wise, that's just going to be something that people are going to come up against you guys, and they just aren't going to be prepared for.
Yeah, we talk a lot about strategy. We really do. We talk a lot about strategy going into the match, but also in between.
During the match.
Yeah.
We talk between every round. I don't know if the cameras are on us, but we're always, what just happened? Okay, we're down by this. We're up by this.
Where are we at?
Where's your head? Like, we communicate and we figure it out as we go, but it's always as a team, and it's always knowing all the pieces of the game. You have to keep that in mind.
So all your accolades aside, obviously, and, you know, congratulations on today. We are still looking ahead, obviously, to April 13th in Chicago, because that's obviously a big match coming up between Who's the Boss and the Odd Couple, your former teammate, Mark Andreyko, with the Fife Club. Now, I know would it be weird to have to face Mark, or do you want to face Who's the Boss again? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of emotions going into this.
We're big fans of Mark.
Always. I mean, Fife Club had 2018, we will always have that. We will always, you know, be rooting for Mark, except when he plays us. But, you know, that's a formidable team. And I honestly think that match in Chicago is going to be a barn burner.
Yeah.
We will be watching live from here, taking notes and doing our due diligence. But we will be ready for either one of those teams. But I have gone on record saying that I think rematches are fun. I think beating Ben Bateman is fun.
We do it often.
We have done it before, so we'd be eager to do it again.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again today, ladies, on another win. Wow, 2019 may be the next year for the Shirewolves. We'll have to see.
Thank you.
All right, like as you see, look, obviously critically acclaimed, a little bummed out there too. William didn't think that he didn't hear.
He might have a case.
He didn't hear me say beast loud enough. It was loud in the
I
studio
said it wrong.
too. I understand that.
He might have me in court. I get it.
Well, either way, it comes down to the fact that the Shirewolves played really, really strong. They found themselves down. They came back. The John Carpenter hurt the critically acclaimed for sure. And it's a tough loss. William Bibiani is one of the most passionate people that we have in this league. He's the managing editor of TriviaSD.com. He cares about this league. He really wants to. So you understand why he was bummed. But then you hear the Shirewolves. These women right now, Rachel Cushing already is making a play for Player of the Year. I mean, she's already. We're a month and a half into it. The teams of the Shirewolf already coming back in. They have 6 straight victories, 2 title defenses, and now they stare down that potential winner in Chicago. That's going to be a fight.
You know, we haven't built a physical Hall of Fame yet for the Schmoedown, but there's going to be an entire wing to the Shirewolves. You're just going to have to enter and look at all their accomplishments because this was impressive. But 33 points in a losing effort for critically acclaimed. No one's going to write off this team as the battle for the titles will obviously go on.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. So, look, and they really made no. When Jen asked them about who they wanted to see, they both said it would be fun to see Andreyko. But and Rachel said it before on Schmoedown Rundown, and she said it again too. They want to take out who's the boss again, and they know who's the boss wants to take them out. So it's gonna that little rivalry.
Just take everybody out. Take them all out. Go 100-0.
Words about it too. So we are
go anti-Wildberries.
Battle between a great championship match between critically acclaimed, who has absolutely no. They should not hang their head low at all because that was an absolutely great performance from them. They came back after being down 7, and now we still have the champions, Clark Wolf, Rachel Cushing. Guys, go on over to TriviaSD.com. Check out articles every day over there. Make sure you join the Patreon. You can download episodes of this show on audio. Go to Apple Podcasts. Go to Spotify. It helps tremendously. You're not part of the Patreon. You can't be part of the Patreon. Well, do us a favor and go download because guess what? It's free. Go and listen. Test yourself. Try to get new people involved by just, hey, can you get this right? Wait, what's that show you're listening to? Audio works. Do it. Right, Ken?
Audio does work. I'm a fan of audio. That's why I love headphones, Christian. But more than anything, I love the.
That's why I love CDs.
Thanks for all your support. Spread the word, like he said.
All right, guys. So thank you. And once again, we're going to be in your city sooner or later. So go on.
You're going to be in Laurel, Delaware? Going to come out to Bargain Bill's Flea Market? No. Now it's 40. It's 40 again. You updated it. Thank you, people, for listening to what I said. You didn't listen to what I said.
Match. Not only who's the boss for us odd couple, Mr. Alex Damon, Star Wars, explained himself, puts his title on the line, and it goes down during Star Wars Celebration. And finally, May 18th in Houston at the Booker T Arena, we are going to have
Booker T. Shucky Ducky Quack Quack.
The main event going head-to-head with a stipulation that if Ben Bateman loses, he does not get into the Ultimate Schmoedown Singles Tournament, and if Andrew Guy loses, then Bateman gets to pick Andrew Guy's next singles match. All right, so with that, that's the Pit Boss, Ken Knapsack. Watch Inside Schmoedown every Monday. I'm Christian Harloff, and we will see you next time.
Oh, come in.
What's up? Hello, goat.
Want to talk to you for a minute if you got time. Who's got time for you, brother?
How you doing? How you been?
Doing good. I'm feeling great. Horsemen are doing well. Riley's doing good. You're a 3-time champion. We're feeling our mojo again as a tag team. It's a good year for the Horsemen.
We're having a great year. And that's something I want to throw by you.
Okay.
I've been doing some thinking. You're right. Horsemen are doing great.
Yeah.
Thinking about some ideas, ways that we can sort of shake things up, do something different.
Okay.
We need a couple new members.
We do.
So
you got somebody in mind?
Yeah, I do actually. I had a couple thoughts.
Okay.
I was talking to Riley.
Right.
And
Love that guy.
I was thinking about Bateman.
First Riley, now you. Why are we talking about Bateman in this room?
I know, I get it, John. But just hear me out, all right? He's having a good year. Horsemen are having a good year. He and Riley, they're a good team. They already played for one team's title.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to play for another. If they win that, that's 2 more belts in the Horsemen. That means if I got the singles belt or you got the singles belt and they got a belt, that's 3 belts for the 4 of us, John. And he's saying, oh, I'm reformed. And I know you can't trust him. I can't trust him either. If he's lying, we kick his ass out of here, John. He's gone. And then it's me, you, and Riley. We're right back to where we started. But he's got no Riley. He's got no us. He's got no guy. He's going to be alone. He's going to be crippled. Plus, John, and this is a big personal thing for me, if Ben Bateman joins the Horsemen, that is going to drive Andrew Guy crazy.
Damn, Dan, this is a new side of you. They call you dangerous. This is more vicious, Dan Merle. I haven't seen this color on you ever.
We've been playing each other a lot of years.
Yeah.
I like the game, but I like to strategize too. I'm not telling you what to do. I know there's a lot of history. Just think about it. That's all I'm saying.
What's up, Schmoedown fans? Frank here, and it is time for your Schmoedown breakdown. To start this match, Critically Acclaimed enters as the 12th team to compete for the team title, and they are doing so against the Shirewolves, who boast an accuracy rate of 83%.
Up way too much.
Themselves have a rate of 79%. Now, after one round of play, the challengers have a 2-point lead over the defending champs. Both Bibiani and Cushing went 9 for 9 for the perfect round. And with that perfect round for Rachel Cushing, she is now the only player in Schmoedown history to have earned a perfect first round in each of the 3 divisions. And with Clark Wolf, a historic streak comes to an end by scoring 5 points in the first. She snaps a 10-game.
Maybe Frank will see this. Is 16-14 is 30 combined points? Is that also the highest combined first round in a team match? I'd have to think it's got to be. I don't know what other match it would have been.
Answering 2 of their 6 questions. It's the fewest points scored in the second round by a team in a title match. They also surrendered a 2-point steal to the Shirewolves. As for the Shirewolves, they earned 10 points, going 6 for 6 in the 2000s category. This is the 3rd straight match they have gone 6 for 6, and they have earned 32 out of a possible 36 points in that span. Going into the wager round, the Shirewolves are up by 6 points, 26-20. In the 3rd round, Critically Acclaimed was able to cut into the deficit, trimming it by 2 points, heading into that speed round. However, coming out of the speed round, they found themselves down by 7 points after Rachel Cushing went 3 for 3, and William Bibiani went 1 of 2, effectively earning 0 points for the round. Now, in the final round, Critically Acclaimed would go 3 for 3 for the full 10 points to force it back to the Shirewolves. And coming into the match, the Shirewolves were a perfect 6 for 6 in final round questions, and they would make it 8 for 8 by the end of the match, and in the process, successfully defend their title with a final score of 35-33. Going inside the numbers, Critically Acclaimed played a very solid game, going 23 of 29 for an accuracy rate of 79%. After today's match, Critically Acclaimed holds the 4th best accuracy rate in the division. Looking at the defending champions, the Shirewolves went 27 of 33 for an accuracy rate of 82%. In their 6 matches thus far, this is nearly their 4th best performance to date.
Only their 4th.
80% or better in 5 of their 6 matches. And when it comes to crunch time between the speed round and the final rounds in their 3 title matches, the Shirewolves have answered a combined 13 of 13 questions. If you want to find out other stats about this match,
that's pretty good for those keeping track at home.
And don't forget to check out the Schmoedown Rundown every weekend right here on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown channel on YouTube, and also on the Schmoedown podcast feed. This has been your Schmoedown Breakdown.
Thank you, Frankie Stats Janish. Okay, I think I need personal bias aside, because obviously everybody here knows by now that I'm a big Shirewolves fan, big Rachel Cushing fan. I do have to say, though, I do think, in regards to that speed round thing, that Bibiani does have a legit beef on that, because I heard that myself, and it didn't sound very, very open, and was very, very quiet in comparison to the other one. So I do think Bibbs has a legit beef on that one. Now I'm reacting to this on Monday. I'm obviously, this is going to come up on Thursday for the public. I'm probably going to comment on this on the Facebook page, so if you see that, you'll probably be well aware of my opinions on this well before this video. I think in regards, I think something probably should be done when it comes to the speed round thing, because that is something that I feel like is starting to become a little bit more prevalent. And I think there's easy ways to avoid that, because obviously the announcers have got a lot on their table, literally, a lot on their table, figuratively and literally. They have to keep track, especially during the speed round. They gotta read the question, look up, see who buzzes in, speak out loud, make sure that the person hears them, do the 2-second count, and then keep track of the answer, all while keeping track of the score to boot. To me, that's a little bit too much for the 2 announcing people to keep track of. To me, there's an easier way to take care of this. Me personally, and this is just my personal suggestion of what they could do, kind of mix it between the old style of the speed round and the current style. For those that remember back in the day, back when they did the speed round in like the sudden death stuff, there used to be a spotter in the middle of the 2 teams. This became pretty controversial, obviously, back during the Patriots Trek match, because somebody thought that somebody buzzed in, but they went the other way. With the buzzers the way they are now, that's completely thrown out the window. You don't even have to worry about that anymore. There's no trial and error when it comes to who buzzes in first. Although, actually, I can't say that, because at the live event that I was in, Chris Stolitsky actually goofed that up. That didn't air, but yeah, there was a goof on that, so I can't even really say that. You haven't seen anything go wrong, though. But yeah, I think what they should probably do in the speed rounds going forward is go back to a combination of the old format mixed with the current one, and have a spotter right there in the middle. And his job can be to easily keep track of who buzzes in, especially during team matches, because there's more people there. And he can not only see clearly who buzzes in, which obviously can be tricky for people at the announcer's desk because they're off in the distance, off in the corner, which is what they're doing in the live events now. They have the person in the middle because they're usually off to the side, can't see it. And then the spotter can easily call to the person that buzzes in. That makes it very easy for the player to hear them. That way, everybody, running the game has a simple scenario. The spotter, all they have to do is keep track of who buzzes in and just call the person's name. The host just has to worry about the question and the answer. Doesn't even have to look up. He can just focus on the computer. And the co-host only has to worry about keeping track of time. So everybody really only has one duty. It makes everything simpler, and I think it's a win-win for everybody. To me, it can really easily avoid that scenario again. Now, the other thing that Bibbs talked about, the double answers, I can't go with him on that. Bibbs is actually a beneficial to that rule in the past. His very first match with Andreyko did that, where he got 2 answers mixed together. To me, that's the responsibility of the player. If you don't remember what an answer is, have them repeat the answers. It's not, a penalty of a repeat. So if you don't remember an answer, just have it repeated, because chances are, if you're doing that, you probably don't know the answer to begin with. So you probably should have the answers repeated to begin with. So the latter complaint that he had, I can't go with him on that. To me, that's the responsibility of the player. But the first one, I will definitely side with him on that. To me, that's something that at this point should kind of not be a problem anymore, but it's still kind of an issue at parts. And to me, I think it's an easy, simple solution. I think a spotter in these situations is still a good idea. Obviously, many people didn't like it because of that old Patriots Trek match, but because of what is in place now, that trial of human error doesn't exist anymore. So the spotter has a much simpler job to do. So maybe that will be addressed. That's my personal opinion of that. The match itself was really good. It's a shame that kind of dampened the whole thing, because that was a 2-point swing and ended up being a 2-point match. So who knows what could have happened. The InnerGeekdom match, honestly, there's not really much to get into there. That was kind of a bummer of a match. It just looked like two players that just didn't. They really struggled, and it looks like they really have a lot of work to do. I was worried about what they actually knew, and unfortunately, I didn't realize how right I was until I saw the match. So hopefully they come back. Hopefully they're vastly improved. Because let's face it, if that was a fan, if a fan had performances like that, we would be pushed out the door. We would be told to never bother. So there should be a standard of play that should be, along with, certain players in certain divisions. If you're looked upon to be in a division like the InnerGeekdom, you should be held to a standard, which maybe should involve actually watching all the movies in actually all the categories. To me, that's common sense. Like, to me, you can't really expect to be competitive if there are categories where you have not seen movies. Like, to me, that's just I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a little too harsh on that, but to me, look, it's my opinion. To me, I think you just need to be more prepared. If you're going to be, especially in competing in a division like that, where it's clear that the best of the best know every little conceivable thing about every single movie and every single category, every single genre of those movies. When you say out front that you've never seen any movies in a category, it just really doesn't come off right, especially as a person that really likes those particular movies and really likes that division. When I see people that just come in, have no clue about any of that stuff, it bums me to see stuff like that. So anyway, that's going to do it for this edition of JTH Reacts, I guess. Like, comment, share, subscribe to their content and watch their content first. It's the right thing to do. Follow me on social media at WWEJTH1. I post as many of my reactions to that my Twitter page as much as I can. Follow the Facebook page. Follow the Schmoedown Twitter page at the Schmoedown. Follow the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown Twitter page at Trivia SD, which is run by William Bibiani, as they alluded to. Join the Patreon page and join the Discord page, where a lot of the Patreon users are now starting to go to have conversations and chat with. But until next time, Friday, again, as I pointed out before, I'm not sure what's going to happen with Friday, because obviously by the time the Friday match drops, I will be in LA, and I do not know about internet capabilities. I do plan on bringing my laptop, so if I do have considerable internet where I can actually do a reaction, I will attempt to do so. But can't make any promises, so we'll just leave it up in the air for that point in time. But with that being said, that's going to do it for JTH Reacts. I'm JTH. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I bid you adieu-adieu.